to start calisthenics as a beginner. Calisthenics is one of the great ways to stay fit and explore our physical potential in new ways without requiring additional equipment as in gyms. It may be daunting to get started at the beginning, especially for those who are beginners. This is why we provide you with tips to get started because, with the right advice, even impossible things can be made possible. Number 9. Do not rush. It is pretty common to make huge gains in the beginning, and this can turn into an addiction. Keep in mind that your body is getting used to the new training environment. Do not push your body unnecessarily. Do not try to run before you can walk properly. This can result in injuries and accidents. Take it slow and let your body get used to the training. You should build the foundation first so that progress continues after the initial introductory phase. Try to take adequate rest days when you can, just unwind yourself. Number 8. Not everyone's the same. We are all different in different ways, and our body requirements also vary. People start their calisthenics journeys at different points in their lives. Age, past injury, and previous experience matters when taking into account someone's progress. This is why do not compare yourselves to others. You can take motivation from someone who has progressed well, but do not try to imitate someone, as that might lead to injuries. Comparing yourself to others might lead to stress, frustration, and other mental health issues which might ultimately lead to quitting calisthenics completely. This will put all the journey in calisthenics into waste. Keep in mind that you're trying to bring out the best of yourself, and as long as you are doing better than you did the previous day, you should be content. Number 7. Calisthenics is not just strength. Calisthenics is not just about strength as many of you might think. Thoughts might creep into your mind that it is only for the strong people and you're not strong enough, but that's not true. Calisthenics does involve strength, but it's also about motion. Calisthenics is derived from the two Greek words kalos and sthenos. Kalos stands for beauty, and sthenos for strength. Beauty requires well-controlled motion at our joints, i.e. movements. Motion and flexibility are also important for the strength aspect of calisthenics. If your range of motion at the shoulders is affected by your poor posture, you'll struggle to do some of the positions required in calisthenics, for example, handstands and human flags. Our brain works in amazing ways. If the range of motion in your joint is poor and a position feels uncomfortable for you, you won't be able to use all the strength in your muscles because your brain will be worried that you will hurt yourself. The brain likes to protect as an ingrained survival mechanism. This signifies that even if you have a lot of strength in your shoulder, you won't be able to do calisthenics well if you're tight in overhead positions because the brain will stop you from doing that. Therefore, you should try working on your range of motion and mobility, as this will allow you to use all the strength instead of your brain restricting the usage of strength to protect itself. Number 6. You don't need to lift heavy metals. How many times have you thought that to build muscle, you need to lift heavy metallic weights? This is a very common notion and acts as a barrier for many because metallic weights are pretty expensive. However, strength and fitness coaches think differently. The muscular system loaded with resistance by body weight or external weight helps the body to adapt and grow. Your body doesn't even recognize where the resistance is coming from. Hence, you can use metallic weights, rubber weights, or even your body weight. This is why you should stop worrying about not being able to buy those heavy metallic weights because they don't act as a barrier in your muscle training. You should use your body weight, as this will give you more freedom for your training. Number 5. Take care of your joints. You are at risk of a joint injury if you have just started calisthenics, as it places a greater demand on your connective tissue. As you try to move on from basic calisthenics like pull-ups, push-ups, and dips, you'll be using a variation of the basics, which require more joint ranges of motion. This will ultimately load your connective tissues with more weight than it is used to. It takes time for connective tissue to adapt since they get less blood than your muscles. This doesn't mean that it's harmful to you. You should take adequate rest and work safely and progressively. It will keep your joints healthier as you grow older and not at all bad for you. You can face problems like elbow issues, not because there's some problem, but probably it is compensating for a range of motion somewhere else, like at the shoulders. As a result of compensation for an insufficient range of motion, there might be a dislocation in the elbow. So, if you're facing problems with any of the exercises, it is better not to do it, as continuing it will cause further problems. Number 4. Get your body alignment right. Getting your body alignment right is one of the key things in calisthenics. As this is quite different from the gymming methods where there are machines to support your body alignment, you should take additional care. Calisthenics involves supporting your body weight at all times, and this is one of its great benefits. When you focus on body alignment, your core has to be working in every exercise. Number 3. What about your shoulders during pulling and pushing? The shoulder joint is one of the fascinating joints in the body. It can give a vast range of motion and the movements it enables. This is very important during pull-ups. It is an important way to measure the upper body strength of pulling machines. Pull-ups have become a very important physical test in different organizations, including the US Marine Corps. Push-ups have been recorded since the early 19th century and are a very important aspect of calisthenics as well. It does not only include the shoulder muscles, but also involves muscles all over the body, like chest muscles, abdominal muscles, etc., and helps in strengthening and developing these muscles. However, strength and range of motion for shoulder muscles are an important aspect, as is the shoulder muscle, which will resist the body weight. This is why the shoulder muscles should be strong and flexible to perform push-ups. Therefore, to perform calisthenics well and to progress on to the next stages, you should focus on working on your shoulder joints. This forms a huge focus of the foundation work needed to be done. The best way to develop your shoulder, followed by a warm-up, is push-ups. However, for a beginner, performing push-ups can be difficult. The first few exercises you can do to enhance your shoulders have been listed below. The first one is YTWLs, in which you have to lie down on the ground or sit with your back at 90 degrees, and then repeatedly make the letters Y, W, T, and L with your arms. The second one is modified knee push-ups. The handstand push-ups might be difficult for beginners. To make the beginners used to push-ups, modified knee push-ups can be used. They are similar to the original push-ups, but instead of lying on the ground and using your feet, you use your knees. This reduces some of the body weight your muscles will resist, thereby making it easier. The third one is push-up planks, which is another useful method for strengthening the stabilizing muscles. You hold yourself in the top or extended position of the push-up for as long as you can, instead of reposing on your forearms as you would do on a traditional plank. This is a great way to stabilize your muscles, which can further lead the road down to performing pull-ups and push-ups. You should stop it as soon as your back starts to hurt. These steps will ensure that you can do pull-ups and push-ups quite comfortably without causing injuries. You should take the procedure slowly and not rush. Number 2. Hand balancing. Hand balancing is a very important aspect of calisthenics. It is very hard to learn at the beginning, but as you progress and learn how to do it, it can be rewarding in many aspects. Hand balancing journey can be started with frog stands, and you can then further progress onto elbow levers, handstands, tiger bends, etc. Be lenient with yourself, as it is not an easy task. Handstands take months, if not years, for perfection. Try with frogs, and do not try to do a full handstand until you have built your foundation rock solid, as it will only lead to additional problems and injuries. Try to concentrate on one part of the body movement at a time, as it will give you additional control and will make your handstand possible much faster. Be patient and lenient with yourself while you are doing it, especially if you have any injuries from the past. Number 1. Enjoy the journey. This is the most important point of any training. Be sure you are enjoying the training, as it should be fun and not boring. Calisthenics is a fun way to train your body while realizing your potential free from the gym. It becomes more so important after lockdown because we all want to stay fit, as most of us have gained a considerable amount of weight due to a lack of physical activity and closure of gyms due to lockdown restrictions. If you feel bored from your daily commute to the gym and using the same machines but rather enjoy the run back home, calisthenics is absolutely for you. It is an inexpensive way to keep yourself fit as well. All you need is just some time in the day. You should give yourself some time and not rush any of the calisthenic training. You should focus more on the journey than reaching the end destination. You should work towards exploring your bodyweight potential and work towards redefining the impossible. This guide will help you reach your true potential and get you started on calisthenics training. Thank you for watching this video. Before you leave, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and tap that little bell icon to get notified each time we are out with another great video. See you again soon!